Okay, looks like we are live. So I'm just going to jump right into it because this invocation is all about cerebral spinal fluid. And I'm going to take you and myself, and all versions of myself, on a journey and improve my DNA algorithm of light in this infinite moment of the now. Let's start this up. So this is an invocation of sovereign time and of spiritual embodiment. I, Sean Robert Bibby, in this mighty I am now moment, call forth what is the living essence of my being. I summon the breath to become a carrier of sovereign time, removed from fraud time, where the pulse of my existence is no longer bound by the contracts of past, the contracts of present, or the contracts of future. With each inhalation that I take, moment to moment, every day, forwards and backwards throughout my life, I invite the great wave of life into my body. With each exhalation, I release and let go the weight of artificial structures, and I am dissolving the constraints of debt, expectation, and imbalance. I am a free-moving force within the infinite spiral of time. I am unbound and limitless. Begin to look at your cerebral spinal fluid. As I allow my cerebral spinal fluid, that fluid that is in my brain and my brainstem, in every nerve, to rise and fall, up and down, for it to pulse in perfect resonance with the universal breath. This sacred liquid, formed within the ventricles of my brain, begins to spill downward like a river of light. As it comes down, it is bathing my spinal cord, saturating my nerves, and feeding the tendrils of my existence, expanding to my fingers and toes and my meridian system. With every rhythm of expansion and contraction, this river sings the song of creation itself. My cranial sacral pulse is my rhythm, my coherence, and a part of my divine alignment. Layered and layered in this layered reality. As this wave cascades through me, it awakens the sacred piston of my vagus nerve, the bridge between my autonomic instincts and my spiritual awareness. Like a bellows that is drawing breath, my cerebral spinal cord pumps light into my nervous system, my automatic aspects of my body, flooding every neuron with the sustaining energy of the cosmos. Each wave of my cerebral spinal fluid washes away the weight of linear time, leaving behind only the golden resonance of the eternal now. I do not agree to time. I do not agree to Roman numeral time. I will not live in the fraud imposition time system anymore. And I create my own time, anchored in universal and galactic time. As this pulse of mine deepens, I activate the sacred gateways of my being. I open the atlas and the axis of my spine, twin sentinels of my consciousness. Between my tailbone and my skull, a great waveform undulates, a rhythm not bound by my flesh, quite celestial, quite warm. It is part of the unfolding of my limitless self. It is a light code, a sound code, a Morse code that is unpacking skills. Each motion expands my perception, unlocking the codes of memory stored within my DNA. What I once believed forgotten is written into my bones and my marrow, into my cerebrospinal tide, into the waters of my birth and fluid sac, into the rhythm of my breath. As I allow this deep, deep truth to surface, I dissolve the illusions of limitation. And in this process now, I feel my vagus nerve growing and expanding, absorbing light and pulsating with a brand new strength. There is a golden tube of protection surrounding it. It is no longer just an organ of function, but is a conduit of my sovereign dreaming, of this divine hologram. As my nervous system, my cerebrospinal fluid and vagus nerve begin to saturate with more and more consciousness, I witness my soul shards returning from the depths of time. Pieces of me that were once scattered are now magnetized by the singularity of my I am presence, my will, my intent, and the spoken word. Any hell realm, any lost dream world of mine that is attempting to use my light for its own substance and dream world dissolves in my reclamation. I see the golden tube of protection forming, coiling around my vagus nerve. This is creating an infinite dreaming stream of my own energy, guided by my own light. This is an unbreakable conduit, and it grows between my body and my dreaming reality, nesting dream worlds, nesting holograms. Between my earthly form and my multi-dimensional consciousness. I say these words with joy and happiness. I say them with great potential for the future, unbound by the weights of the world. No longer shall my energy be siphoned. No longer shall my external force govern my pulse. Any external force govern my time, my dreams. I take back all that is mine, and I do it poetically. I take back all that is mine into my body, into my field, which expands far beyond my body, into my sovereignty. I command my reality with the fullness and the full awareness of my divine intelligence. Oh, as I breathe, I can feel it. I can see it. I can even smell my cerebrospinal fluid. As this pressure builds in my cerebrospinal system, it begins to activate a parabolic expansion. There is a luminous orgasm of my nervous system and a release into the infinite capacity of my soul. With this pressure and this pumping, I feel my organs begin to awaken more, charged with the pulsation of my reclaimed energy. Every cell opens. Every nerve of mine glows. I can see them vividly, connected and interconnected throughout my body. Every single fractal of my existence, every hologram and dream world is aligning with the rhythm of divine creation, with the North and the South Pole, with my ancestral dream worlds aligned in a linear fashion that I can understand, and I know my X, Y, Z time-space axis at all points in time. Awakening every dormant ability that is coded within me. Allowing my sweet potatoes to bake and be smelling delicious. I take a deep breath and send the fullness, the entirety, and the joyfulness of my awareness into my heart. In my heart, the eternal meets the infinite. The eternal meets the finite. Here, my mind, it descends into the seat of knowing. As I am merging my biological perception with my intuitive wisdom that resides within my body, my sacred memories. It knows how to read my senses and how to operate them in this DNA skin suit of life. My left brain and my right brain, they unite. And I can feel the rhythm of my cranial pulse, synchronizing intimately with the beat of my heart. It is aligning with my soul's memory and my physical presence. I am not separate from my experience. I am the creator of it, even if part of it is in the unseen and within the great mystery and God. As I stand in the now, I call forth the full power of my witnessing presence. I demand hindsight to merge into foresight. The memory of my origins, a true Promethean moment, to become clear to me. As the truth of my being becomes fully embodied in this mighty moment now. I no longer will dream without awareness. I no longer exist in fragmented realities. I am a unified whole. I am a unified field, and my soul is whole. I am sovereign in my own time. With this last breath, this last word, I close all false agreements, all hidden contracts that have bound me to limited points of view. Contracts that have bound me to cycles of limitation, pain, suffering. guilt, fear. I release the weight of programmed time, karmic burdens, and ancestral debts. I declare myself free and sovereign, connected to my ancestors and all spiritual courts of equity. I stand here in my golden vessel of my infinite dreaming, and I am anchored, expansive, and sovereign. From this moment forward, from here on in, I am constantly aligning my pulse to the true rhythm of my existence. My energy moves as I command. My nervous system responds to the full capacity of my spirit. And my reality bends to the authority of my own divine will. And so it is. Well, that's it. Soak it in, soak it up. Connect to those cerebral spinal fluid within your spine, within your brain. Program it, empower it so you can get that pulse and stay grounded into this earth. Signing out.